Okay, well, hello everybody. This is Cleta the Cheetah. It's January 26, 2026. And this is our fourth week of our Boss Babe call. It's time. So if you have your notebooks, you might want to grab it. Last week I had to leave leadership a little early. Excuse me. So we went ahead and did, excuse me, the call last week. And so if you haven't watched it, it was so good. It was with Kristen Sharp. Y'all gonna love it. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start out with a Bible verse for this week. So this is Joshua 1:9. Okay. And it says, Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. And this week we're going to do two verses. All right. The next one is Joshua 3:5. Consecrate yourself, for tomorrow the Lord will do amazing things among you. So, y'all, we can take that to heart on both of those. Be strong and courageous. Do not be discouraged. The Lord your God is going to be with you and he's going to do amazing things. I love that's a good word, isn't it? So write those down, Joshua 1:9, Joshua 3:5, and go back to those this week. So I hope you're working on your monthly IPA sheets to see actually what you're doing that's making you money. Income producing activities. It's an eye opener because if you really feel like I'm just not making money, you look and see what did I actually do? Oh, I just thought about Mary Kay all week. So it just, you have to do some of these activities to actually make money. Okay. There's plenty of time to have a great January in case, you have, and a lot of you are snowed in, iced in. You may be calling from your phone with no power. Some of our girls are doing that. But guess what? People that have a little bit of internet, they're bored as a gourd and they're on their phone scrolling. So this is a good time to get on social media, show some of your products, put your link to your My Shop, tell them to text you, do a little special. A lot of us are doing like the 24, 24, 24, where you can sell 24 to 24 people, $24 a piece in 24 hours, and it is almost $600 worth of sales if they only order exactly 24. Okay, if you did 30, 24, 24, you have over $600 to order, um, and meet that first goal of that rise and radiate, and so you can get that awesome bag, you guys. Okay, so without any further ado, I am going to bring up our speaker. I've got to find the speaker. Hang on one moment. I had her right up. There she is. Okay, good. Okay, so today's speaker, and y'all can take your notes on page 20 in your workbooks. Today's speaker is National Sales Director Brittney Jinx, and she I can't wait to listen. It's about a 12-minute video, so you can kind of take some notes, and we will talk about it when we get done. Okay, so let me share my screen with you.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Brittney Jinx, and I'm a national sales director with Mary Kay. And I am so excited for the Boss Babes theme this year, which is It's Time. It is time. And oh my goodness, do I feel that on my heart. And I pray that my passion, vision, and encouragement will help you to realize that it is time for you too. Well, I remember exactly when I knew it was time for me to commit full in with my Mary Kay business. I was a 21-year-old college graduate. And my recruiter, Rochelle Brinker, convinced me to attend seminar in Dallas, Texas. Of course, I had hesitations. Like, I don't think I'd ever flown by myself before. I didn't really have the money to attend. I didn't have the time to attend. What would people think? I just got this college degree, you name it. But I went. And I'm so glad that I did because I had always prayed to have it all. It all. I wanted flexibility, money, prizes, sisterhood, a God first company, a way that I could have babies on my hips and still have all of those things. And when I stepped into that very first event, I could feel that it was all possible. And it was just time for me to move. So the real it's time exact moment was when I saw an inner circle national sales director, Kathy Halou, walk out onto that seminar stage. She was number one at our seminar that year. She stepped onto the stage, and I remember, first of all the national sales directors like floating onto the stage. And then they handed her this plaque, and I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but it was a $14 million plaque because she had earned $14 million in commission with her Mary Kay business. I knew she had two daughters. And when she spoke, she pretty much gave a full-on sermon with scripture tied to her belief and to this entire message she was sharing. And at that moment, I knew that I could also utilize my Mary Kay business as a marketplace ministry, and I could have it all. And I want to share with you that you too can have it all. I knew leaving seminar, it was time for me to stop playing small, to play full out, and to stop playing not to win, and to play full out to win. I didn't want to play not to lose anymore. I wanted to play to win, to share with passion and purpose and with vision. So I feel like there are moments when God doesn't whisper, he nudges. There are moments when he doesn't just suggest, he summons. And I believe that this right now, right where we are right now, is one of those seasons. It is time, not next month, not when it feels convenient, not when everything is perfectly aligned. It's time because he says it is time. It's time to move like Esther. She didn't wait until the calendar flipped. She didn't wait for the fear to pass. She stepped into purpose in the exact moment God positioned her for such a time as this. Her timing wasn't accidental. It was assigned. And I believe yours is too. I think of the woman with the issue of blood in the Bible who was suffering for 12 years, and then in the right place at the right time, she reached out and touched Jesus's garment and was healed because of her faith and because it was time. I recently was blessed enough to attend an event called Million Dollar Reunion. And Kristen Myers, who's a national sales director, incredible speaker, shared some statistics that I feel like are so important and relevant to why right now is the right time with your Mary Kay business. She shared that we really want to be thinking about giving the gift of Mary Kay away in a new way because of all of the needs that are happening right now. How about this? The cost of raising a kid. Okay. I was like, oh gosh, I have no idea. And I'm about to have our fourth. I have no idea. How about it's $389,000 to raise one kid? Uno. Okay. That is just food and water. Because I was like, that might be a little low. My kids are pretty expensive. I don't know if anyone else feels that when I say that, but it's just like food and water. It's not like AAU basketball, dance, all the things that the school's like, oh, we need this and this and this and yearbooks and da da da. No, just food, water. Okay. To live comfortably as a single woman, it takes $94,000 in a year. Two adults with two children, $250,000 to $300,000 combined income in a year. Okay, so two kids, two adults, that's how much money. Crazy. 58% of recent college grads are still job seeking. I think that's true, right? 30% of those same college grads find jobs related in their field. By 2030, 14% of people will have to change careers due to AI. And in 10 years, 47%. Aren't you so glad that we are not replaceable by AI? Me too. How about the average first-time home buyer, the average age? 40 years old. The average age for people to be able to afford rent? 29 years old. That means they're living with their parents usually after they graduate college. So in times of insecurity, Mary Kay breaks records and recruiting skyrockets. So, she also shared with us, and Ari Hathaway, a national sales director, shared with us this amazing sheet that talks about having 1, 3, and 5 parties per week and what that could do consistently for our Mary Kay businesses. And not to go over all the details, but it's just based off of kind of average numbers of a $400 party with 4 people there and some reorder sales from each of those customers that attend. And basically, if you were to hold 1 party per week, it would make you around an extra $30,000 in a year. That's about 2 to 4 hours. If you were to hold 3 parties per week, 6 to 12 hours, that could potentially profit you with those reorder businesses as well, $90,000 a year. And if you were to commit to holding 5 parties per week, the 50% profit, and remember, this is just your sales, not your team building commissions, could be an extra $150,000 in a year's time. And so I want to know where you would sit with that. Would you choose to commit to 1 party, 2 to 4 hours, 3 parties, 6 to 12 hours, 5 parties, 10 to 20 hours per week? Where are you committing? It is time to hold those parties, to commit to your kit and get into action of a perfect start, which is booking 8 parties in order to hold 5 every 2 weeks, like Mary Kay Ash, the woman, asked us to do. My success truly came from my power starts. I didn't know what a perfect start was back then. We were taught power start, which is seeing 30 faces in 30 days, and those things usually align. Okay. Well, I believe that that's where my success came from. When I came home from seminar, it was time for me to share differently with confidence and passion, for me to see those 30 faces looking for my next new team member to change their lives because I knew they were probably one of those statistics. Either they had kids living with them and they were affording kids again up until 29. They're trying to save for a home as a first-time home buyer, or they're realizing the expense that children and life can be right now. And so I decided to settle in on 30 faces in 30 days consistently, month in and month out. In fact, I looked at the sheet that Ari gave us and I thought to myself, it is time. It is time for us to do this ourselves so we can meet the other women that are in desperate need of us. So how did I go about booking these 30 faces? That's a great question. With passion. I shared with passion with people, and I told them I wanted to practice, that I specifically wanted their face, y'all. I would take those facial appointments. I would book normally a facial appointment and turn it into a party. I met a lot of people out and about, warm chattering, fish bowls, referrals, etc. And I would take those facial appointments and turn it into a party by offering an incentive. Like if you have a few guests join you, name your number, 2, 3, however many you want. I would suggest getting it to that 4 that the sheet goes over. That I will give you, $25 of free product for getting that many people in my space. Okay. And I would also, when I called, I would say, hi, Kristen, this is Brittany. I am so excited about my Mary Kay business. I'm passionate about helping women to change their skin and getting in their space and learning how to do these Mary Kay facial appointments. Would you be willing to let me borrow your face? And they would say yes. Then I would say, hey, you can share this appointment with a few of your friends. I would incentivize with a free product for them to have a couple of friends, book that time, date, and location, and then parties would be happening. Once you get the ball rolling on parties, you might be doing some individual facials, but you can quickly turn those into parties because you're building trust. I remember them talking about booking parties from your parties, and it wasn't my skill. It wasn't my strength. I was not really great at it. And usually anything we're not the best in is just because we haven't gained confidence. And confidence comes in the doing. And that was so true for me. I might have been seeing 30 faces, but I wasn't necessarily booking for my bookings. Well, when we move into action, we gain confidence. Like think about riding a bike. Okay. When you start off riding a bike, you are wobbly, right? It's like, oh, I've watched my kids do this so many times and they fall and they get back up and they fall. And, we have all the protection on and all the things. And finally they start to ride. And once they get the hang of it, it just clicks. And then they figure out how they do best with riding a bike, right? And then right now, I haven't ridden a bike in forever. If I were to jump back on, I would be wobbly. It would take me a little bit because the confidence comes in the doing. And I haven't done it for a little while. So now what does our area do? Well, it's so fun. We take cute little gift bags with us to our parties and they have little bows and fun things on them. And we set a few of these out at every single party. And we say, everyone who books with us is going to get a gift. Doesn't even matter what's inside of it. Okay. And guess what? We book from our bookings. And then there's an even bigger, better, juicier bag for anyone who decides to join the team. And it could have a fun item in it, travel roll-up bag, whatever you want. And that is how we are booking from our bookings and adding new team members to our team immediately.
Okay.
Y'all, I know that you can implement those same exact things because it is your time. I remember my mom would look me straight in the face when I was little, and she would tell me, Brittany, she would grab my face like I imagine Mary Kay Ash would do. Brittany, you are so special, and God has a big special plan for your life. And I don't know if you've ever been told that by anyone, but I want to say it to you today. You are so special. And God has such a big plan for your life. So, my friends, my fellow boss babes, it is your time. Your future starts the moment you decide. It's time to activate, like it says in Ephesians 3:20. Now to him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ask or imagine. The verse doesn't begin with later. It begins with now. Breakthrough faith is present tense faith. It is the now. It's time. And heaven is ready for your yes. You are special and made for such a time as this. Go book those power starts. Go book your perfect start. Commit to your kit. It is your time.
Okay, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and get in the gallery view so I can see everybody. I would love some feedback. You can just go down to the bottom and hit the little icon that says raise your hand, or you can actually just raise your hand. And just something that you got out of the thing tonight.
Okay.
All right, Salem.
I like the last thing she said, and that was, one of the last things she said is she said, your future starts as soon as you decide, and breakthrough faith is present tense faith. That's really good. Yeah,
It is.
that was really every single word that came out of her mouth was
It was
so good. You could just listen to it every day, like the Rocky song.
exactly 12 minutes of power. And she is expecting her fourth child like due soon. So
Wow.
she is something else, y'all. She is remarkable. She was at the Power Up Day that I went to before leadership, her and Kristen Sharp, and they did a phenomenal job. And they're so committed to this kit and commit. So I
Yeah,
love it. I love it. Okay, thank you, Sayla. All right, who else?
I
Corliss,
will.
I'll do Corliss and come back to you, Sandra.
Okay.
Hi, Cleta. Just thank you
Hey,
so much for doing this. My unit has really, really been enjoying the weeks of
awesome.
being here. But I love the fact that we cannot be replaced by AI. We are nobody, nothing, no thing
Yeah.
can replace us. That's what I love this.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of people that's a lot. That percentage is something else. I mean, that what was she say? What did she say? 40. Let me see. I wrote it down on here. Oh, 14% are going to have to get a new job by 2030. That's in 4 years. In 2036, 47%. That's a lot, you guys. So we are going to feel a need for a lot of people. Thank you so much, girl. Okay. Sandra Griffin will go next, and then we'll hit Arlene Berry next. Let me find
Okay.
Sandra here.
Like everyone else said, everything she said was really, really good. But the confidence comes with from doing. So the
Yeah,
more we do, the more confident we get. And we're not perfect. They don't know if we're, so just do it. My takeaway is just do it anyway.
absolutely. Awesome. Thank you, girl.
You're
All
welcome.
right. Okay, Miss Arlene Berry, I'm going to spotlight you. Hang on just a second. Okay.
Yes, I got out of it when she said at the end, she was saying, now it's time, now is the time, and that you were made for such a time as this. And I believe that I've been saying, this is my year, this is my time, this is my year, my year, my year. And it is. This is this at such a time as this. Been Mary Kay for a long, long time. And I said, this is my year. I have to do it this year. So I really enjoyed that. That I love everything that she said, but that just making it this year is my year. So
That's right. And we're still at the first of the year. So this is still a new beginning. We're still in January. So we still can commit. You know how like when you get to March, April, then people are going, well, next year they start in July. No, we're still like at the first of the year that can make a difference in this year. So thank you so much, girl. Okay, who wants to be next?
I will.
All right, Latrice.
Hey, well, of course, I loved everything she said, and I went with Cleta to that event. Amazing. Uh, it was one of the last things she says. You are so special, and God has such a big plan for my life. Like, quit playing and do this thing.
Yeah, that's the truth. You know, one of the things that they talked about recently was like, you do everything you can do, and God will fill in that gap.
Right?
You know, and Dawn Naughton Sweeney encouraged me this week. She said, I know your husband had surgery. I know you're caring for your mom, and you don't feel like you have enough time to do the things you want to do to get to the goal. God don't need all that time. He can do it whatever time you have. And it was just encouraging to me because she just went through last year caring for her dad and just some things like that. So I want to just encourage y'all. It could be cray cray time right now, but God don't work in our time slots. He is going to blow our socks off. So,
Right. Thank you.
yeah. Okay. All right. Who else has something that I'll try to look through here. If y'all would just raise your hand, anything that stood out to you. Gail? Hang on. If you'll just unmute.
There we go. Yeah. I always love listening to Brittney Jinx, and I had the privilege of being able to attend her national debut. And I remember she said in her national debut that she had done 30 faces in 30 days for 10 years straight. And that was her simple master plan to become a national sales director. I'm going, how, no matter what, 30 faces, that could
Yeah.
be 5 parties for the month. Boom,
Yeah.
you're done. 30
Yeah.
faces. Just thinking from that simple plan, look at what has come into fruition. It was nice to hear her say that again, and it
Yeah.
was nice for us to be reminded, for me to be
Yeah.
reminded of that, of course.
Absolutely. And you know, for the consultants on who have never done a 30 faces in 30 days, like a perfect start, like the book 8 and a whole 5, that is 30 faces. If you have 5 parties with 6 people, I would say try to prove them wrong. Say,
Yeah,
all right, I'm going to do 30 faces in 30 days, 3 months in a row, and I'm going to show them it don't work. You'll see. And what happens when you get in the habit of working consistently, then that momentum just starts and you just can't stop a moving train. So thank you, Gail. Thank you
thank
so
you.
much. Okay. Anybody else? Let me just see if I can make sure I can see everybody. Anybody else want to? Okay, Renee, hang on. Let me spotlight you, girlie. Okay. And make sure you unmute.
Hey, y'all, I wanted to say thank you to Cleta. My thing is to get motivated, and all the nationals and all the directors at the different events that we have are so motivating to us. And I want to say thank you for that. That means a lot. And one thing that Brittney said was to practice. You got to practice to be perfect. And the 25 free product for if you bring a guest, and just give them little incentives. And and I like doing little swag bags with little tiny cute things, and just making them feel special.
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you. And you know what she said is so true. Even me, I've been in for 40 years. I did a party this week, and when I was driving home, I thought, you could have done better. I could have coached better the hostess and told her a little bit more instructions. You know, I could have I had a closing sheet, but I could have done a different one and probably have better results. Anyway, you just think of things and you can't think of stuff like that till you actually go do a party. And then you realize, oh, I could have done this a little bit better. One of the things I used to do at a party, and I haven't done it in a while, is I would set up all the trays, um, but the plastic part of the tray, I wouldn't put in there yet. And then if I didn't pre-profile, once they filled out the card, I would take all the trays and like put it on a table here and then squirt, 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 and then go take the plastic trays and put it in the thing. I know that sounds crazy, but instead of walking around the table, walking around the table, walking around the table. And it was so much faster. I'm like, I need to go back and do it that way. And then you just take one of those little dry erase markers and you put D for dry or O for oily. And then you can put them in the correct spots. So just things like that that you, I mean, that's just one example, but like as you do them, you'll leave and go, okay, I could have done that better. Another thing I thought of from my party is I really didn't say, and I always used to do this and I didn't do it, is say, when we're done, I'd like to sit down with each of you and do what we call an individual close and just see if you have any questions, see if there's anything you want to take home, see if you might want to book a party, and just go over a couple things with you. And we'll do that over here on the couch when we get done, just one by one, real quick. And so whoever needs to leave first, we'll do you first so you don't have to wait. Things like that, telling them what's going to happen, then you get to do an individual close instead of everybody running out of the room and eating cookies. Okay, so it's things that you don't know until you start doing the parties, how you can improve on your parties. So anyway, I just want to throw that in. Okay, let's see if there's anybody else before we wrap it up. Anybody else have a comment? Everybody good? Okay. Well, listen, I thank all y'all for joining in. Believe it or not, we got 2 more weeks of our Boss Babe calls. Lakeisha Kism and I don't remember the last one.
Julia Monday.
Yeah, okay, Julia Monday, that's right. And so those will be the last 2. Directors, I don't know if you've been watching the ones for directors. They have been excellent. I watched one today. I watched Lakeisha's today. It was so, so good. So I encourage you, and you can go back and listen to Brittany again, but look at this week. We have a whole week before the month ends. What if you did 2 parties this week and did, 12, 13, 15 faces? You might get you a couple recruits and get really booked up for February. So let's have a great month. We have plenty of time to do what we need to do this month. Even if you're cold, we're going to be cold all week. So you might as well be on your phone texting people. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching today. And we will see y'all next week. I almost want to say with what's in the
What's
bag.
in the bag?
Yeah, it's not what's in the bag though, but we are doing what's in the bag Wednesday night, and we're doing the glass skin facials. That's at 8:15 Eastern, 7:15 Central. It's on this Zoom call, but we'll also be streaming to YouTube. So either one you want to get on, it's a great thing to come and do your own face. If you've never experienced a glass facial yourself, come and do it with us. Get the products out. You'll need the repair set. You'll need the charcoal mask, and you'll need the facial peel. That's what you're going to need. And then the eye makeup remover, micellar water if you have makeup on already. And so get you a washcloth, get you some, a little bowl of hot water, and you can do it right with us. I'm so excited about doing it. My face needs it. I'm like, I need a glass facial this week. So I'm waiting till Wednesday. So we'll see y'all then. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Otherwise,